Here is Danny, and today we will take a deep dive into the flags of each map of Battlefield 5. I will skip Rotterdam and Narvik because they were in the beta already, and I assume you guys still remember them well enough. Starting off again with Hamada. It features 7 flags, 2 tanks and planes on each team. The A flag is called Rich Nest and is the closest to the Allied base, and it's surrounded by cliffs and rocks. There isn't that much cover, so defending it can be hard. Make sure to build some fortifications. The next flag is called Artillery Camp, situated on 2 elevated positions and a multitude of vehicle entry points. Cover consists out of trenches and supply boxes. C is called Oasis, hard for vehicles to get in, making it a infantry paradise. Get the high ground for the best defense. The D flag, named Bridge Camp, grants the team that holds it an extra tank. It also lets you take control over the bridge leading to E. There is also some good elevation, making it for a nice tactical position. E are the desert ruins, a bit claustrophobic and great for infantry. There are also some artillery cannons scattered around. F is the temple, which is infantry heaven. There are also some temple ruins scattered around, obviously. And as last, there is Peak Camp. It gives the team that holds it an extra plane and an airstrip for the German planes. It's a pretty open area, so good luck defending it. Then we got the map Aerodrome. It has 6 flags and 2 tanks per team. No planes since they're all grounded. Flag A is the depot, a railway that goes to the airfield. It's one of the 2 flags that the Allies capture at the start of the match. It can easily be flanked while the Allies are trying to capture the other flags. B is named Checkpoint, the second Allied starting position, with some nice hills perfect for annoying little snipers. If the Germans capture this position, they cut off a nice route towards the radar flag. C is the Aerodrome, aka the main flag, set in the hangar filled with Stuka and JJ-88 planes. It's great for infantry gameplay. They also explode. The D flag holds the barracks and the water tower. It's hard for a tank to get there, but there's a vehicle supply station, so sometimes they will have to. E is the hangars. Close to the German spawn, it's one of the first flags they will take. There is some good cover inside and some destroyed planes on the side. F is already mentioned, it's the radar flag. Its elevated position makes it perfect for snipers to defend other flags. It features a big radar building that can cover the push to B, C and D. The next map is Fjell 562. Set in a ski resort on top of a mountain, it features infantry and plane combat, since tanks don't really fit in there. It's a pretty small map, comparable to Argonne Forest, however it's a lot less linear. And sadly it doesn't feature the frontlines game mode. Flag A is the artillery emplacement, which is the first of the 5 flags on this map. It has big AA guns, a big hill and some other stationary equipment. Flag B Lookout is the most defensive one of the flags and has a crashed plane and narrow pathways. C stands for cabins, giving some nice cover, however be aware that you can still be shot from the cliffs. It's also a perfect place for aerial attacks, unless you build an AA gun of course. The outpost is on the D flag, with claustrophobic pathways and some sandbags. Not much more to tell, to be honest. And as last there is E, with a snowy plateau that houses some small and fragile cabins, and a bunch of yellow parachutes that were dropped down. It can make for a pretty fun flag. There's also a very exposed suspension bridge that can bring you somewhere. Time to get somewhere warmer, which is Arras in France. is an all-out warfare map with planes, tanks, infantry and 6 flags for you to capture. It features a lot of open fields, so don't forget to bring your fortification tool. The first flag is the watermill next to a little river. It can be a pretty open point. The B flag is the closest to the German spawn, and is for that reason pretty important for them to hold. If the allies manage to capture it, you can flip around the match. C are the tank wrecks, a combination of burning steel and nature. Staying close to the river and the tanks might be the safest route. D is the hill farm, a good way to get to the allied spawn or the village. Then we go to the village itself, perfect for infantry with SMGs and shotguns, or annoying little snipers on clock towers, which you should probably break the moment the round starts. And as last there is F, which stands for field, yay, which might be vehicle heaven. Infantry players can dig trenches however. For the next map we stay in Baguetteland and go to Twisted Steel. It has 7 flags and a massive bridge. It's also a map with a lot of tanks and planes at your disposal. Capture point A is the silo and gives a good overview of the map's flags and is the closest to the German spawn. It also lets you deploy close to the giant bridge, which is the B flag. Fight on the bridge or around the pillars of this important flag. Make sure to use the fortification abilities. C is the flooded farm. It's the lowest part of the map, but has plenty of cover. You can use explosives to destroy the bridges. There's also a field gun that you can construct. D is the swamp, giving space to some CQB tank battles. It's one of the biggest capture areas of the map, and it has some stationary weapons to hold off the enemy. E is called Sabotage, with the remains of a destroyed military convoy and even a crashed plane. There is limited fortifications but plenty of cover. Then there is the village, a collection of residential buildings with some choke points. It also has a big gun that doesn't like tanks. And as last there is G, which is the overlook. Some trenches and a farmhouse make up the landscape here. It has some open terrain for tankers to have fun in. And for the last map we have Devastation, a medium-sized map for tanks and infantry that is centered around the Grote of Sint Laurenskerk. Capture point A is the train wreck and is closest to the German spawn. There's also some elevation for snipey little scrubs to cover the C flag. Point B is the library. For people who want to read or want some quick close quarter action, this is the perfect place. Every room is open because the walls crumbled down. It's a 3-floor building, so you have some nice views over the map. C is the centerpiece cathedral, with grey walls and some light shining through the cracks. All 4 classes will fit well in here, but I wouldn't go inside if I had a tank. D is the cinema. You can still see the front row seats and the neon lights. The big sign on front says that all shows are cancelled, and I wonder why. E is an old mall where the ground caved into a parking garage below. It has a nice view of the entrances of the church. And with that, I detailed all the flags of the maps that weren't in the beta. Thanks for watching, this was Danny, subscribe for more, and I see you on the battlefield.